Hello, you everyone. I have a warning prophecy for the human takers and the human partakers. And when I say partakers, I mean people who have paid to either have sex with, or they're going out and they're recruiting, deceiving people, or they're just blatantly just jumping out and waiting for a queue and just snatching up people for human trafficking. This warning prophecy is for you. So, God said, I have heard the cries of all the people that have been abducted into sex trafficking. God said, help is on the way. Nothing will go unpunished. God said he is getting ready to free his people. God said, I will bring my rage on you if you do not let them go. Then God brought me to Exodus, and he reminded me of the story of when he sent Moses to Egypt. And then God hardened Pharaoh's heart, and God would do things to Pharaoh until he let the people go. The first day, God turned the water into blood, and then the water stunk, and then the water also killed all the fish that was in the water. So they couldn't drink anything, and they couldn't go fetch anything to go, make any food. And then God was sending like a plague of flies, and then he put a plague on their livestock, and it was just kind of like back to back. God killed the firstborn sons. Like things kept happening back to back to Pharaoh until he let God's people go. And that is the same thing that is going to happen to the human traffickers and partakers, but God said worse. So not the same thing that God did to them in a sense of turning the water into blood, but God is going to do the same thing, as if constantly things are going to happen to you, but it's going to be worse things. God said constant awful things is going to be happening to you until you let them go. God said things are going to be happening back to back. God said it's not going to be minor things. It's going to be things that's actually going to affect you. God said, if you do not let my people go from where you are hiding them in houses, underground, hiding them in boats, God said no more. He is coming to rescue his people. God said it's not going to be any more of that. And God said for the ringleaders of the people who was partaking in sex trafficking, he said, you better turn yourself in, repent, and free his people. God said, because if you do not let go his people, the days of Pharaoh is going to be upon you. Things that happen to Pharaoh is going to happen to you, but worse. God said people are going to start dropping dead. He said, if you do not let these women, men, little boys, and little girls go, a lot of people are going to start dropping dead. God said the next time you try to seize after somebody's child or somebody, or even if it's for rape, you're going to drop dead. God said, let them go. He said, my rage is going to be knocking at your door. Your families will be affected because of you. Because you are doing or partaking in this, you're bringing curses and dangers on your family. God said your families are going to be affected by what you are doing. God said your brothers, your sisters, your children, your grandmothers, your wives, people are going to start dropping dead around you. God said if you do not start to let his people go out of the places you are hiding them, God said I'm about to start dropping addresses into the authorities' spirit. He's about to start dropping addresses into the police departments and also into the FBI's, God said, you think you cannot be found, but I see all things. I see everything. God said it's getting ready to happen. He said this is going to be one of the biggest moves the world have seen. And God said, and not a witch in hell can stop what I am getting ready to do. So that was the prophecy that the Lord had given me to release. He gave this to me yesterday, but to release today. I'm going to take a picture of all of this and I'm going to post it. But I thank God for this prophecy, because I just watched this sex trafficking movie yesterday. And when I tell y'all, tears was flowing. I just was just praying and just worshiping God, and tears was just flowing. And also in that, he gave me a movie that he wanted me to write. And it's going to be based on true events. And you're going to know it's from God, because all the things that's going to be happening, that's happening in real life, is going to be in these scenes. And it's going to be a shocker, because people's real addresses are going to be in these movies. Like, God is revealing and exposing the enemy rapidly. Like, it's going to happen so fast. But I just thank God for what he is doing and what he is getting ready to do. I thank God for exposing these evil people, and I just thank God for rescuing his people and keeping his word. I believe every single word that God has spoken, and I just ask that you guys just send just share, get this word out there. And yeah, this is a warning for human traffickers, and take heed, because you're living in the days of Pharaoh.